In 1967 to 1969, I, Kit Porter, was a Peace Corps volunteer teaching English on the island of Rota in the Mariana Islands. These necklaces were presents friends and I made for my family and friends in Massachusetts. In 1984, I inherited them back from my mother, and they are here on May 29th, 2024, still in Massachusetts, and looking great after 56 years. I remember going up almost to the savanna, to the water cave, to collect snail shells. We could find them under the broad green leaves that were kept damp from the constant spray of water. Prior to World War II, the Japanese had adapted water caves so water could go into a tank and then via pipes to the island locations. Finding seeds and shells for making necklaces was always a social occasion, with friends joining in, especially the girls sent to my home by their parents to help me with chores, and the members of the youth club. Here I am on my first trip to the water cave in September 1967. On January 16, 1968, I spoke to my mother by audio tape.
So I've been doing the washing, which is kind of complicated. We don't have water really hooked up yet, but we have a tap on the water line. I was talking about the children here, and saying that I'm really amazed at how much the little children do, much more than you'd ever see children in the States doing. The amount of help a child gives around here is much greater. And maybe I've mentioned that mothers will send children down to help me every once in a while, because I don't have any children of my own to help. This is to, do the washing or something, to sweep. And I always don't, have that much for somebody to do. You mentioned wanting some of those beads, which I'm definitely planning to send. It just, all the bushes that produce the tanga seeds need to reproduce seeds since the typhoon. I have one that's all snail shells that was given to me, which I could send, but I don't think it's as pretty as the partial snail and partial tanga. I'll ask for someone to make me some, and I'm going to learn how to weave. I'm learning how to weave mats, and so maybe someday you'll get some mats that I've woven. We, of course, sleep on a mat, and many people here can weave it out of pandanas. We're sending off this box for you that has some necklaces. I thought you might be interested to know how we made them. One Saturday, one of the girls and I and some little brothers and sisters went collecting the snails. We went early in the morning when it was still damp out, and the snails were under the leaves. We just picked these off the leaves, and then we came home and we boiled the snails in water, and then we took all the insides out with a needle out of the snail, and then we washed the shells and we let them dry in the sun. And then we picked some tanga, which had come ripe at that time. That's the brown seed. And then we started making the necklaces, as you can see. We've also made some with some red seeds. Some other girls came over and wanted to help, and we went up walking on the savanna. They took us to their farm. It was quite a stiff climb, but beautiful. We went straight up, and on the way they took us through some Japanese tunnels, complete network, just all around the savanna of caves built by the Japanese that interlace. But anyway, we went up to their farms where they had cabbage and tomatoes and more cows and orange trees and taro and pandanas and melons growing. You almost have to see it. It's the first time we'd been up on the savanna. And we got some red seeds, and we really had a very enjoyable time doing this. So girls have come over, and we've made some. So I'm sending them, and I'll add a note as you can what to do with them. You can tell me if you like something particular, or if you would like something. I'm experimenting with doing 3, 4, or 5 strands. If you send the box sometime, you might just put in a spool of nylon thread. I have some, but not very much, and I think it's probably better to use for the necklaces than regular thread. But that's not important at all. I also, if you wanted, I could try to make some earrings if you sent out some backings, for the clip kind of earrings that you like. But that's purely whatever you would like. So I hope you enjoy these. I went along with a man, a neighbor. He drove his Jeep, and another woman, and they were getting betel nut for UN Day. So we drove the Jeep, quickly got off the main road, and it would be like driving through fields, I guess, to you. Just no real road at all. In fact, we lost it 2 or 3 times, the path or whatever we were on. And then we got to the bottom of the mountain, pretty bamboo field, and started climbing up a path again that they could tell, but I couldn't. And ended up at the farm, which here again, I didn't know it was a farm. It just looked like just the rest of the forest to me. A lot of banana trees, orange trees, taro, various things. We also got some snails for me to work on some more necklaces. They'll help me gather shells for that. And we really had a good day. Sat around and talked, and had a good time. This is where my tomorrow improves, when you're learning things as you go along and people point things out to you. So we stayed up there quite a while. You asked about shell earrings, and I've got the shells and I've got the backs, but I haven't got any glue, and I've been working on that. Mrs. Sproul is going to Guam, and I'm going to see if she can get me some so that I could make some. I have this in mind, and I just work very slowly. I'm sure you've gotten used to that. It just takes a long time to get things like that planned out here. I've enclosed the earrings. I used all the backs that you sent, and I hope you like the earrings. They're all for you, unless you don't want that many of that kind, in which case you can give some away, like, you did the necklaces, or you can send me some more backs if you'd like me to make some more. Now that I've got the glue and the shells and everything else. We're sending necklaces that one of the teachers had his class make to send to Oakmont. It was really nice. His name was on that letter that I sent, Mr. Paul Tysican. He came up to me and asked for the address of the school that had sent us the books, and then he made a letter and had his class make the necklaces. It was really, really nice. So anyway, we're sending them to you. I'm not sure exactly what you'll want to do with them. It'd be nice if somebody could write the class back a letter just saying you've received them and thanking him for them. This is the class that is corresponding with the class at Oakmont. It's the same class that happened to make these necklaces. I think the children's names are on it.
This afternoon, we went up to one of the several rivers here, and we caught, what they call freshwater shrimp. And we went with one of Rose Barcinas, and she really knows how to catch these shrimp. We really had a good time. We walked quite a ways up the river, and saw a lot of interesting things. And besides getting some of these shrimp, we also got some bamboo to use for a clothes hanger, and got some hot peppers and some little snails, which Kit makes the necklaces out of. So she's been drying those and getting them ready to make necklaces with. I don't know who she's going to send the necklaces to, but at least she's making them.
The kids came over last night, and they really had a real good time. They're a really nice bunch of kids, and this youth club really just goes along very well, and I don't really help it out too much at all. I just, they need something, I try to help them with. Girls made some necklaces, some handicrafts, and I sold those in Guam, and got about $8 for them, so they were very happy about that. And they like to work hard and do things around the village to earn money to, go camping and buy these various things to use for the youth club.